Hi there, my name is Brandon Moore, and today I'm going to be speaking with you about personal brand audit for the Digital Marketing Campaign Development course at Full Sail University. Like a company brand, your personal brand requires auditing from time to time, and a personal brand audit is a comprehensive evaluation of your being and its presence, often online but not always, to assess its effectiveness, consistency, and alignment with your goals. It involves examining various elements that contribute to your personal brand, such as social media platforms, your resume, and your networking strategies. The goal of a personal brand audit is to ensure that the way that you present yourself professionally accurately reflects who you are, what you stand for, and where you want to go in your career. The three key objectives that we want to take away from this presentation are understanding the conducting of a personal brand audit, strategies and tactics post-audit, and communicating your personal brand. Now, aligning with the first objective of conducting a brand audit, you're going to want to assess your online presence. For this example, I searched myself on the Google search engine, and I made sure to remain logged out of all Google accounts, which is important to provide an objective perspective and avoid bias, which allows for a better understanding of the public's perception of myself. Now here I began with just my first and last name, and as we can see, there were results to several convictions, some football players and questions about his team, some federal cases, a few organizations that were trying to get us to buy personal information, and also a few other people's social media pages, but none of these search results were relevant to my online presence. So what you'll see next is me attempting to look at the Images tab to see if any relevant images may have previewed from this initial search. However, there was no luck on this end either. However, both my first and last name are extremely common, and sometimes refining a search by adding keywords may be necessary. So now I'm going to try adding in my studies or profession by adding the word marketing after. So again, no relevant finds here, simply some other people's businesses or professions in their online bios. So let's try adding the area in which I live, Western Carolina, which also happens to be the beginning of the name of my undergraduate university, and see what happens here. Now, the very first search reference is the link to my LinkedIn profile, for which Western Carolina was picked up within the education section. And again, clicking on the Images tab, the profile image that is current for my LinkedIn profile appears as well. Lastly, I went into the search bar and I removed Western Carolina and added in my middle name just to see what might appear. Once adding in my middle name, I found that there were also no relevant search results. In the past, this did bring up my Instagram account, but here we find no relevant search results. Now that I've assessed some of my online presence, I want to get into evaluating my social media presence. The platforms that I utilize are X, formerly known as Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. I'm now going to evaluate each of these individually as it relates to my online presence. Beginning with X, or Twitter, I've got my personal account pulled up here, where you can see I've got 58 followers, 50 people that I follow, a few personal posts, likes, things of that sort. And also in my likes, you'll see some technological advances, but I typically use this for personal use, not professional use. So you'll also notice that in the bio, the only thing that's there is the username. And when I joined, there's no other information that I've put into the bio, such as my work experience or my current position or my education or anything of the sorts. And when it comes to Twitter or X, my last personal post was from Valentine's Day of 2023. But I also tend to repost various content, with the most recent one being a technological development from 5 days ago that relates to Samsung's products and their AI capabilities. Next, we're going to look at my LinkedIn profile. So on my LinkedIn profile, you can see that I've got myself as a marketing and analytics professional. It's got my location, it's got contact information if we're connected. You can see 177 connections. And if you scroll down, it's also going to have where I can highlight my skills because I've put in my education and work experience into here. It's got an about section where I talk about my education and could probably redeveloped that so that it incorporates more of my work or professional experience as well. And then you've got my post activity, my work experience listed out with several of the job descriptions or my responsibilities, my education, both undergrad and graduate, license and certificates, projects I worked on, skills assessments that I've taken, honors and awards, and then interests that relate to my field or my previous work. Now, when it comes to LinkedIn, my most recent post was 2 months ago when I received my Google Analytics certification. However, I do tend to get on LinkedIn and I interact with other people's posts, whether it be likes or reposting them. But again, my most recent personal post was 2 months ago. Now we'll get into Facebook. Again, we've got my personal account here. You can see 414 friends. I do have my education in there. I don't have my work experience in there, but I've got, again, undergrad and graduate studies. You'll see most of it is me being tagged in photos with friends, family, or making personal posts. Facebook is, again, not an area that I tend to rely on professionally. It's more of something that I use for personal interest, similar to Twitter or X. And as far as Facebook goes, my last personal post was in November of 2023 for my sister's birthday. But again, I've been tagged in poster images from other events dating back to any time within the last month, roughly 3 to 4 weeks ago. So that is on there as well. However, again, none of it really relates to my professional presence. Next, we're going to look at my Instagram account. Now, on Instagram, you'll see I've got just over 1,000 followers, 674 people that I'm following, and 363 posts. I've got my name and my pronouns in my biography. However, I have no professional information up there, whether it be related to my position or my education. And all of my posts are also not work-related or education-related, unless you want to count graduation. But with Instagram, December of 2022, when I graduated from my undergraduate degree program, was actually the last time that I posted. I tend to get on here just to either connect with friends, family, people that I don't get to see often, see what they're up to and what's going on in their lives. But I, again, do not rely on this for any type of professional networking or career development. This is strictly personal interest. Finally, we've got Snapchat. Now, on Snapchat, you can see I have a decent Snap score of 371,496. I do use Snapchat on a regular basis, but again, Snapchat to me is not a very professional application. This is more so something that I use with close friends and family who I talk to on a daily basis. Again, most of them are not living in the same area as me. It's just a way to connect and stay up to date, but I do not rely in any way, shape, or form on this application for professional purposes, just because Snapchat feels like something that's a little more personal to me, and I don't know if I would consider it fully appropriate to use Snapchat for work purposes unless it was, say, you had a work group chat on there. Even then, there's plenty of other apps that are more work-oriented that you could utilize. So now let's talk about my brand consistency. In evaluating brand consistency across platforms, my brand consistency varies wildly with different biography information regarding my name, my title, my location, and as I've said, most of my platforms are utilized for personal interest. However, I do use some of them for learning or most of them for fun, whereas my LinkedIn profile was the one that I use most for professional development and gain, and it contains the most personal information as well because I see it to be more relevant in developing career growth or networking opportunities. So now I want to go beyond social media. Aside from social media, I do have my master portfolio website that is in the building process right now that aligns well with my LinkedIn information, but it provides a more holistic view to my journey as a master's student. And the purpose of this portfolio is to showcase my education and professionalism through the course reflections, marketing campaign project for my case study company, and also to show my ability to perform as a digital marketing master. And I I hope I get to rely more on this master's portfolio beyond social media in the future once it is complete, just because I feel like it does a better job of representing me as a professional being overall. But I would like to be able to incorporate it into more of my social media as well. And you can see that I have Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn up in the corner, which I may revamp, but I'll get to that in just a minute. And I don't even have X or Twitter linked to this just because it's not something, again, that I would ever really plan on utilizing for business purposes. So next, I want to talk about home base. Having a clear, authoritative home base for your personal brand online is crucial for several reasons. First, you get centralized information. A home base typically is a personal website or a well-curated professional profile, which serves as a centralized location where others can find comprehensive and accurate information about you. And this consolidates key details, achievements, and professional experiences in one place that makes it easy for visitors to understand your personal brand without navigating through various platforms. Now, for me, at least at the moment, my home base would be LinkedIn, but is soon to be my mastery portfolio. This also shows professionalism and credibility, and it gives you control over presentation because unlike social media platforms where the format and layout are predefined, a personal website or a more well-curated professional profile allow you to have more control over the presentation of your brand. And you can customize things such as the design, the structure, and the content to align with your personal brand strategy. This control ensures that your brand is being presented in the best possible light. You also get better search engine optimization because a well-optimized personal site or curated page can improve your visibility in search engine results, so that when someone searches for your name or relevant keywords, having a home base increases the likelihood that it's going to appear prominently, such as my LinkedIn page whenever I did the self-assessment on Google. And this is going to help you control the narrative that's around your personal brand. You've also got long-term stability with a home base because a lot of the times social media platforms may evolve and trends may change, but if you have a personal site or a more well-curated, updated personal page, a lot of the times it's going to serve as a permanent and reliable location for individuals to learn more about your professional journey, even if the popularity or relevance of specific social media channels fluctuate. So in summary, a clear, authoritative home base for your personal brand online provides a strategic advantage by offering centralized, controlled, and consistent information, and it acts as a foundation for your online presence, which contributes to professionalism, credibility, and a lasting impression on your target audience. Now I would like to speak about building and communicating your personal brand. After completing a personal brand audit, you can implement several strategies and tactics to strengthen and enhance your personal brand. I've come to realize that a strength of mine, in which when I wanted the focus to be placed on my LinkedIn profile, I was able to achieve this by providing all necessary professional information, and for which this was the only account that could actually be found during the personal audit. However, a weakness of mine is that I do not consistently participate in activities related to professional development and networking, so that's something that I'd like to work on. But here are some recommendations on building and communicating your efforts, with the first 5 of these being my plan of execution upon my evaluation. So first, we're going to talk about the first 5, which is within the next 3 months, what I plan to do to help increase my personal brand presence. I'm going to start by updating and optimizing my online profiles. You can do this by revising your social media profiles with consistent and updated information. You can use a professional photo across all platforms. Mine is a little outdated and or not as professional as I would like it to be. And then ensuring that your biography, your skills, and experiences are aligned with your personal brand. Next, you can create or enhance your personal website by developing a personal website if you don't have one, or updating an existing one, which is what I'm going to be doing with my mastery portfolio. And then showcase your portfolio achievements and relevant projects, and optimize the website for search engine optimization to improve your visibility for your online presence. Next, we can do content creation and sharing. What this means is you can regularly create and share valuable content that's related to your expertise, whether that be writing blog posts, sharing industry insights, or creating informative videos such as this one. Using social media to distribute your content and engage with your audience is ideal. However, again, if you have that personal site, that's also a good place to place that. Next, I plan on engaging in thought leadership, which I would recommend that you do as well. This contributes to industry discussions and forums. You can publish articles on professional platforms or on LinkedIn, and also participate in webinars, podcasts, or speaking engagements that relate to your professional expectations. Finally, I want to get more involved in networking. What this means is I want to actively engage with professionals in my industry or on social media and join relevant online communities or groups while also attending virtual or in-person networking events depending on availability. Now, outside of these first 5 that are a part of my plan within the next 3 months to execute upon my evaluation, I've got several more that you can also do to help build and communicate your personal brand. Another one being professional development. So with this, you can identify areas for skill improvement based on your audit's findings, and then enroll in courses or attend workshops or pursue certifications relating to the professional development or areas that you felt needed to be improved based on that audit. And then you can showcase your commitment to continuous learning on your profiles, which will help build and communicate that personal brand as well by adding to your credibility. Next, we've got testimonials and recommendations. For those that this is relevant for, you can request and showcase testimonials from colleagues, clients, or supervisors. You can also encourage LinkedIn recommendations to add credibility to your profile and highlight specific achievements or projects in your testimonials. Then we've got brand consistency across platforms. Now, you do want to ensure that consistent branding elements, as I've mentioned, name, photo, biography, is the same across all platforms so that these align the tone and messaging with your overall personal brand. Also, don't forget to regularly review and update profiles to maintain consistency, which is what I need to do as well. You can also set and share career goals. Clearly define your short-term and long-term goals, and share your aspirations on your personal website or your social media pages, and then document your progress towards these goals regularly so that people can see how your brand is improving or realigning with what your brand's goals should be. Next, we have monitor online presence. You may want to set up Google alerts to receive notifications about mentions of your name. You can regularly review search engine results to assess your online presence and address any negative information or incorrect details promptly. You can also engage with your audience. Respond to comments and messages on your social media page, or if you have a connection tab on your personal website, respond there as well. You can actively participate in relevant discussions, and you can show appreciation for positive feedback and engagement, making those realize that their engagement with your social media page or personal website was deemed valuable. Lastly, do not forget to evaluate and adjust your strategy. You want to regularly assess your personal brand strategy based on feedback and results. Then adjust your tactics as needed to align with changing goals or industry trends, and stay adaptable and open to refining your approach over time. Implementing all of these strategies and tactics will help you actively manage and strengthen your personal brand, which makes you more attractive to employers and positions you as a thought leader in your industry. Regularly reassess and adjust your approach based on your evolving goals and the ever-changing landscape of the digital space. Now, to wrap things up, you may be asking yourself, what does all of this mean? Remember, what I wanted you to take away from this was the understanding of conducting a personal brand audit, strategies and tactics post-audit, and communicating your personal brand. At this point, you should have some understanding of those objectives, and these things do take time, as with many aspects of the business world, and periods of reflection, assessing, and making adjustments are going to be necessary. I also want you to remember that personal brands can change, as has mine, in respect to both my education and my career, for which I'm going to be making the proper changes to align my online presence to make it more clear as to which aspects of my digital presence or which social media platforms that I utilize the most are in form with my professional context. I'm also going to be getting more involved with the areas for which professional development, growth, and networking may be expanded, and as I've stated before, I would recommend you do the same as well. But just continue focusing on who you appear to be online. Does that align with what you want your brand to be seen as? And if not, take into consideration some of the different points that I spoke about in the last slide of the strategies and tactics of building and communicating your personal brand, and see what changes you can make to better yourself as well as your online presence. And for that, thank you for watching, and I hope that you've had a better understanding of some of the ways to conduct a personal brand audit and what that might mean for you.